there are lots of things going on right now, and I'll try to talk a little bit about what comes next, what comes after this. And I think you will not like what comes after this. So we have the coronavirus and the Covid-19, the whole pandemic. We have China obviously lying. The Chinese government, the Communist Party of China, obviously lying. Let's see. I hope I brought some chocolate coffee. You know, we need some chocolate coffee. What can I say about the Communist Party in China? Not the best. The only good thing I can say about the Communist Party, the Chinese Communist Party, is that their leader, their little dictator, who appointed himself dictator for a lifetime, he looks a little bit like Winnie the Pooh, doesn't he? That's the only good thing I can say about the Chinese Communist Party. Now, where is my chocolate coffee? It must be here somewhere. We'll have to do without chocolate coffee today. It's not the same, but I forgot. Yeah, I saw a comment, by the way, that some people think that I live in the woods. I don't live in the woods. I like to spend time in the woods. My house is very close. Well, it's next to this woodland, but it's I don't live in the woods full time. I know some of you are now in quarantine. Others are in self-isolation. Some of you live in countries, well, I think most of you actually live in countries where suddenly a new set of rules have been implemented. And that happened, you know, like overnight. It happened very, very fast. So I think we're all waking up now and realizing that our governments, they can actually take away our rights, because that is actually what they're doing when they're saying that, well, you can't leave your home, you have to stay inside, there is a curfew, you have to stay inside. Of course, it's all for the common good, you know. Just as the road to hell, right? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Isn't that what they're saying? And I worry about this because I don't think that everything will be the same when this pandemic goes away, because it will go away. There will be a daily life, you know, there will be something that we call normal after this. I just fear, you know, I fear that what we are left with after this will not be the same as what we had. So just to give you one example of what's happening right now in Norway, they, meaning the government, they have launched an app, right? And I know this is the same in other countries. I've heard the same about the Netherlands. Was it Germany as well? But in Norway, they say it's voluntary. So you can be a good citizen and you can download that app, and it will track you everywhere. I know Google is already doing that, but now that information is going directly to the government. I know some of you will say that they already had that information, but the thing is, the big difference now is that being tracked, being monitored 24/7 it used to be something that most people, they would say, well, I accept it, kind of, I have nothing to hide, and I'll come back to that. I'll get back to that. Hold on, hold that thought. But now it's becoming more like you're expected to. If you're a virtuous person, you will gladly let the government monitor your every movement. Not me. And I think if you're listening, still listening, and you're watching this video, my guess is that you won't like that. You will not accept that. So, well, and some will say that, well, I have nothing to hide, you know. I have nothing to hide, and if the government, they are tracking my every movement, so what? First of all, to that I would say everyone has something to hide. We don't want every little detail of our lives to become public property. No, we don't want that. The other thing is that what you think is acceptable now might be used against you in the future. In China, they have a social credit score system. So there are millions of people there who they can't buy a ticket to get out of that place, even because they have been very naughty, and they have maybe written something in social media that the government does not approve of. They have maybe not been able to pay their debt. Things like that. So they are being punished without having done anything criminal. They are still being punished. I know that's China. It's a long way from from America and Europe. But is it? Listen, we now have Huawei building 5G networks all over Europe. And it's please, we need to realize there is nothing, a Chinese private company is not a private company, okay? The Chinese Communist Party will, how should I put it? It's state capitalism, right? So Huawei, they can say that, they are totally independent and they don't share information with the government. But I think we all need to realize that that is a lie. I think we will have to really, really think about what kind of society we want in the future. Are we willing to accept any rule that our governments are implementing, or will we rebel against that? Because we need to realize that there isn't a middle way. If a rule is implemented, you have to be what's the term? It's civil disobedience, right? And you have to break the law, actually, if the law goes against your principles and your morals and your ethics. We are now here in Norway right at the limit of what I can accept. Right at the limit. If they start implementing curfew, I'm sorry, can't do that. I can't do that. And I know it's, good intentions and all that, but we need to keep in mind what kind of society we end up with. What can we accept, what can we not accept, okay? I value my freedom. I think we all should. It's not freedom, it's not a natural state for our societies. Slavery and subjugation of the people, I would say, is the natural state. Sadly, but if we look back at history, that seems to be the case. So we are so lucky, we have this freedom, and we need to value that freedom. We need to secure our freedom for ourselves and for our children. This is important. This is extremely important. Listen, I will do whatever I can to make life easier now that we have this pandemic for people who can actually die from this virus. Okay, I know some will say that we can all die from this virus. Yes, but the chances are very, very small if you're, a healthy person. But if you're if you've had cancer and you're in some kind of treatment, you're at risk. And I will do whatever I can to minimize that risk. However, I cannot accept being monitored by the government or any other company. If they start telling me that, well, you can only be outside of your house between certain hours, sorry, can't do that. Okay, that was a bit of a rant. I'm sorry about that. Well, I'm not. These are extremely important questions. When it comes to China, the Chinese Communist Party, the only thing they deserve is mockery. They do not deserve any respect, and they should be condemned for lying. They have lives on their conscience, but, well, obviously, they don't have any conscience. No, we should condemn them. They should be ridiculed constantly. Winnie the Pooh. It will be interesting to see if YouTube demonetizes this video, because what I've noticed is that the videos they do demonetize, they tend to do not as good as the other videos. They say there is no connection there, but we all know how that works. Yeah. So, okay. Ah, a pigeon. No. That was a hawk. That was that a sparrow hawk? It eats sparrows, actually, little birds as well. Just flew through just over here now, yeah. A wise man said, "You will not like what comes after America." That was Leonard Cohen, actually, who said that. I don't think life is worth much if you don't have freedom. Then what's the point? Okay, I will just sit here now and enjoy the quiet. Okay. Take care and we'll talk soon. Bye.